Today, we're going to dive deep into the very stuff we're all made of. We're going on a microscopic safari to explore the fundamental building blocks of every animal out there. And yeah, that includes us. Let's get right into it. I mean, seriously, what are you really made of? We talk about cells, and we know about organs like our heart or our brain, but what's in between? What connects a single tiny cell to something as complex as a lung? Well, the answer is tissues, and understanding them is kind of like finding the master blueprint for life itself. So here's our roadmap. We'll start with the basics. What are these things anyway? Then we'll meet the four main players: the covering tissue, the supporting tissue, the moving tissue, and the communicating tissue. And finally, we'll see how it all clicks together to build, well, us. All right, first things first, let's tackle that big question. What exactly is a tissue? Think of it like this. If a single cell is a Lego brick, then a tissue is when you click a bunch of those same bricks together to build a wall. It's a whole community of similar cells that have banded together to do one specific job. This is the crucial step up that gets us from the world of individual cells to the world of full-blown organs. And here's the amazing part. In the entire animal kingdom, everything from a jellyfish to a blue whale is built from just four fundamental types of tissue. These are the big four, the main characters in our story today, and each one has a totally unique and absolutely vital role to play. First up, let's talk about epithelial tissue. I want you to think of this stuff as the body's gatekeepers, or maybe it's security guards. It forms the covering and lining of basically every surface, both inside and out. Your skin, that's epithelium. The lining of your stomach, epithelium. It's the barrier that decides what gets in, what stays out, and what passes through. Now, scientists can make this seem really complicated, but honestly, it all boils down to two super simple questions. One, how many layers of cells are there? And two, what's the shape of those cells? That's it. Layers and shapes. That's the whole game. And this chart shows that system perfectly. See where it says simple? That just means one single layer of cells. It's thin, it's efficient. Like the simple squamous, one layer of flat cells in your lungs. You want oxygen to get into your blood fast, right? So you need a thin barrier. Now look at stratified. That means multiple layers stacked on top of each other built for protection. Your skin is stratified squamous, a tough, multi-layered shield. The shape matters too. You've got flat squamous cells, boxy cuboidal cells in your kidneys, and tall columnar cells in your intestines, perfect for absorbing nutrients. It's all about matching the form to the function. So yeah, this tissue is a real superstar. It's our first line of defense, like our skin. It absorbs all the good stuff from our food, it secretes things like hormones and sweat from our glands, it filters all the junk out of our blood and the kidneys, it even plays a role in sensation. It really is the ultimate interface between you and everything else. Okay, next up is connective tissue. And this one is the wild card. It is by far the most diverse and widespread tissue in the whole body. If epithelium is the wallpaper, connective tissue is the scaffolding, the insulation, the glue. It's the stuff that holds everything else together. And no matter how different they look, and trust me, they can look really different, all connective tissues share the same three core components. You've got cells, like the builders or the cleanup crew. You've got fibers, which act like cables, providing either strength, like collagen, or stretchiness, like elastic. And then you have the ground substance, which is this kind of gel-like filler that everything else floats around in. The recipe, how much of each of these three things you mix together, is what creates such incredible variety. And when I say variety, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, we have to totally stretch our idea of what a tissue even is, because it's not always some solid thing. Sometimes it's a liquid. Yup, you heard that right. Blood is a type of connective tissue. It sounds crazy at first, but it fits the definition perfectly. It has cells, your red cells, white cells, and platelets, and it has a matrix, the liquid plasma. And its job? To connect your whole body by transporting oxygen, nutrients, and immune cells everywhere. It's mind-blowing, right? Okay, so from the most fluid, flowing tissue in your entire body, we're gonna slingshot to the complete polar opposite. We're going to the most rigid and solid. And here it is, bone. Again, it's got the same components. It has cells, called osteocytes, trapped inside a matrix. But this matrix is rock hard, made of strong collagen fibers that have been mineralized with calcium. It literally provides the framework for your entire body. So just think about that for a second. Liquid blood and solid bone belong to the same family of tissues. That is just incredible. All right, moving on to our third type, muscle tissue. Now, this is a tissue we can all appreciate.
If connective tissue is the scaffolding, muscle tissue is the engine. These cells are highly specialized for one thing and one thing only: to contract, to get shorter. And that simple action is what powers every single movement you make.
So we have three distinct types. First, skeletal muscle. This is the stuff you control, the stuff attached to your bones that lets you walk, lift, and talk. Under a microscope, it looks striped or striated. Then we have cardiac muscle. This is found in one place and one place only, your heart. It's also striated, but thankfully it's completely involuntary. Can you imagine having to remember to make your heart beat? And finally, there's smooth muscle. This is the unsung hero, working behind the scenes in your organs, like your stomach and intestines. It's not striped, and it's also involuntary, just keeping everything running smoothly. And that brings us to our fourth and final tissue type, nervous tissue. This is the body's internet, its high-speed electrical grid. It's the command and control center that sends and receives information and coordinates absolutely everything else. Now, this network is built with two main types of cells. You've got the superstars, the neurons. These are the cells that actually transmit the electrical signals, the messages. But, every superstar needs a support crew. And for neurons, that crew is called neuroglia. These glial cells are absolutely essential. They protect, insulate, and nourish the neurons, basically making sure the stars can do their job. So how does a neuron actually send a signal? Well, it's a beautifully simple three-step process. First, the branches, called dendrites, receive signals from other cells. Second, the main cell body puts all that information together and processes it. And third, if the signal is important enough, it fires a message down a long cable called an axon to send it onward to the next cell. Receive, process, send. It's happening billions of times a second in your body right now. Okay, so we've met our four main players: epithelial, the gatekeeper; connective, the scaffolding; muscle, the engine; and nervous, the network. Now for the grand finale, let's put them all together and see how they build us. This quote says it all. The key word here is interact. Tissues are not solo artists, they're an orchestra. Think about your stomach. It's lined with epithelial tissue to secrete acid, its walls are made of smooth muscle to churn food, it's all held in place by connective tissue, and the whole process is controlled by nervous tissue. They're a team. And that's really the big idea here. This incredibly intricate cooperation is what makes complex life possible. The covering, the support, the movement, and the communication all working in perfect harmony. Tissues team up to build organs, organs team up to build systems, and all those systems, well, they build you. So I'll leave you with this to think about. After seeing how they all have to work together, which one would you say is the most important? Is it the protective barrier, the strong support, the powerful movement, or the lightning-fast communication? The real answer, of course, is that it's a trick question. They're all the most important, because without any one of them, the whole system just doesn't